Yes, I know that I'm a little late with the announcement of Joao Cancelo, but the reason why I've been taking so long is because I wanted to see the effects of switching Joao Cancelo for Jules Kounde and moving Jules Kounde in the center back position. You guys already know that I'm a huge numbers guy. I love looking at stats. I love looking at how Joao Cancelo can improve a certain team through numbers. So earlier yesterday, it was reported by Fabrizio Romano, and he has stated that Joao Cancelo will be a Barcelona player, and he did the "here we go" announcement. There is nothing to be worried about. He has also stated that Barcelona and Man City have already started to exchange documents to seal the Joao Cancelo transfer. There is a green light on the financial fair play from La Liga, so everything is already set. Yes, Joao Cancelo was supposed to fly to Barcelona about 7 to 8 hours ago, but it never happened. It got cancelled. We have no idea why. There was reports about the weather being the reason, or the German money, right, to the investments that Barcelona made. It never came and it didn't come on time, but the German money is going to be coming in about 6 to 7 hours. And so all of these stories that were coming through, it was trying to explain why Joao Cancelo's flight was cancelled, but none of that does matter. Cancelo will be at Barcelona within these next 7 to 8 hours, and he will be completing his medicals. Now, here's going to be another important note. There's also been reports coming from various sources, and I'm going to be naming them specifically, one from Mundo and one from Fabrizio Romano, where they have stated the exact opposite. Mundo has claimed that it is going to be a simple loan with no buy option of 25 million euros. They explain the reason why is because if that 25 million euro buy option is included in the loan deal, it can still become mandatory under certain conditions based off what the contract did say. And because of that, that price tag will count for the financial fair play of this season. And so La Liga is seeing it as if the 25 million euros that Barcelona might potentially have to pay would be counted as if they had to pay that for sure this season, and that would not comply with the financial fair play rules. And again, that is what Mundo Deportivo did claim. Fabrizio Romano did state though that there is a buy option no matter what, and the deal is still going to be complete. So very opposite reports coming from both parties. Again, it does not matter. This is not what we do want to talk about for today. We'll see what happens and what the real answer is in a couple of hours. There is just no reason to speculate. We'll get the answers very soon, and whatever that may be, it doesn't matter. Joao Cancelo will for sure come and maybe even debut for the game against Osasuna. And so let's talk about how Cancelo would be a great addition to FC Barcelona. Point number one, if you look at his expected threats in terms of carries, Cancelo does rank in second place and right under Alphonso Davies. As a matter of fact, they're even in terms of expected threats with carries. This is a list of all wide creators being put into a list and see who creates the most threat. Cancelo again is in second place, and that's very good. So we'll be getting a player very similar to Alphonso Davies when it comes to having the ball and carrying the ball into the final third. Let's look at the progression stats. In expected threats, Cancelo ranks in the 99th percentile with a total of 0.17. In expected threats from passes, Cancelo is in the 98th percentile, which is really good. Also with the expected threats from carries, like what we saw with Alphonso Davies in that list, he is in the 92nd percentile, and we will get back on this expected threat from carries in a few seconds. So if we look at the 1-2s opened, meaning that how good is this player in terms of linking up with a right winger and creating that 1-2, like passing it to that player and then he passes it to you back, and then you go into the final third and you make a cross or you make a shot inside the box. How good are you on that? So the 1-2s is so natural for Cancelo. Can you imagine Lamine Yamal and Cancelo linking up on the right side? He is on the 97th percentile, which is again very good. It's almost world class. And I know that many of you guys have been talking about how Cancelo is so good in crossing and making those crosses inside the box. Yes, we can see here that his progression is going up by a lot. Ever since the year of 2020, he has only been going higher and higher in terms of his success ratio in crosses. So Barcelona will be getting a player at the prime of his career. And so remember how I did say that in terms of expected threats from carries, he is one of the best. Look at how he does compare with someone like Jules Kounde. Look at the dribbling stat on this spider chart. Cancelo is miles better than Kounde in dribbling. Also with attack, Cancelo's better. With vision, Cancelo is superior. Now, as we can see here with Jules Kounde is superior in defending and with overall passing. Now, I think the reason why Kounde is superior on this passing stat is because Kounde is in a much better system. A system where you are required to have 99% of the possession, which is what Barcelona wants and what Xavi Hernandez wants from his defenders. So Barcelona will be getting a player with much more threat on the ball. He'll be able to cross the ball inside the box to players like Vitor, to Lewandowski, to Pedri, to Gavi. Whoever's going to be arriving inside the box, Cancelo will find him. He's also really good at those 1-2s. I remember there was this game where Kounde was playing with Lamine Yamal and they were just not understanding each other. I made a tweet about that. I might try to find that tweet and post it on this video here so you guys can see that it was was real. There was a time where Kounde and Lamine Yamal were trying to play with one another on the right flank, but things were just not working out. And I was like, Lamine Yamal needs more time to bond with Kounde to understand his game. But with having Cancelo there, I think that Cancelo will make Lamine Yamal understand how to create those 1-2s and really advance into the final third. That's going to be very, very important. So Barcelona will be getting a massive upgrade that we have not seen in so long. I do think that our defensive line will be Cancelo, Araujo, Kounde, and Alejandro Balde, with Balde and Cancelo just bossing both flanks. So speaking about defenders, I also do want to call out this other player that we have not spoken about on this channel, and it is a youngster who is only 16 or 17 years old. His name is Cubarsi. I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly, but I'll know through time. But this center back named Cubarsi has now been registered in La Liga. Now, why is this important? It's because before the game against Villarreal, he was in the squad list, and at the age of just 16 years old. That's a huge deal, my friends. A center back who's 16 being in the squad list for the first team, this player has to be good. He is a gem. So before that game, Mundo Deportivo has reported that Pau decided to renew with Barcelona despite strong interest from Manchester City. Manchester City not only tried to convince him with money, but also with the idea of playing under Pep Guardiola. However, Pau decided to stay at Barcelona and, if anything, renew with the club. Mundo also claimed that Xavi rates him very highly, and Pau has a great ball output, has a good concentration level, while he's also quick and aggressive. In July, he signed his first professional contract at Barcelona, turning down an offer from Man City in the process. And so just to give you guys more context on who this player is and what his background is like, it has been said that at just 15 last season, Pau has already participated in some first team training sessions under Xavi Hernandez. The coach loves his characteristics as a center back. Good with ball playing, concentration, he has speed, he has anticipation, he has aggressiveness, he is already 182 centimeters tall and still has to grow physically. He also made his UEFA Youth League debut at just 15 years old, and he is the third youngest ever after Lamine Yamal and Moriba. Pau's time as a cadet player ended on June 30th, and several other clubs like Manchester City, like we discussed before, made offers, but he signed a professional contract with Barcelona in July. Barcelona made an effort because they bet heavily on him for the future. The player also appreciates Barcelona's efforts, who have made him feel comfortable in every way, with options to reach the first team very soon, which is what we are seeing today. He was in the squad list for the match against Villarreal, and I do think that he's going to continue to be in the squad list moving forward based off his great level. So let's continue. He has traveled with the senior squad to Villarreal today, and so next week he will play for the Spanish under 18. He is expected to play at the under 17 World Cup in November also. So there's a lot of things going on for this player because a lot of people are starting to understand the level that this guy could bring, and it's very interesting to see that Barcelona are heavily investing in their center backs. We talk about Araujo and Kounde and Christensen and what's going to be coming next. Now we know it is going to be Mikhail Faye and Pau, two center backs who are very good playing with the ball and progressing with the ball. That is the future of the European defense in general. Every team is going to require a center back that knows how to progress the ball forward into the midfield and knows how to make great sharp passes to the point where they almost look like defensive midfielders like Sergio Busquets or Modric or Cruz. That is the next level, and these two players, they are well known for that, and they're only 16, 17 years old. They're super young. So I'm excited and optimistic for Barcelona's future. I'm happy to see that they are investing on the correct youth players, which is something that we have not seen in the past 8 to 10 years, and especially under ex-president Bartomeu. And we'll see how things play out in about 2 or 3 years, and we'll see what happens with Pau. Maybe he might get a chance to see the first team and play first team football by the end of this season, very similar to how we had Lamine Yamal play in the very last game of the previous season. Or it could come sooner. We never know. But that is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.